Hi guys. I'm going to read a story to you that I'm sure you've all heard before, but this is the true story of Jack and the Beanstalk. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Jack who lived with his mother in an old farmhouse. Jack's mother worked her fingers to the bone every day, but could not run the farm all by herself. Unfortunately, Jack was very little help. Instead of working the fields and tending the animals, he preferred dressing up like a pirate or a superhero and creating imaginary adventures around the farm. Sometimes he even staged military missions with secret names like Operation Chicken Rescue or Assignment Ride the Pig. The day finally arrived when Jack and his mother were forced to eat their very last pizza and sell their very last pig. All that remained was their old cow, Creamsicle, but even she no longer gave milk. So Jack's mother called her son into the house and said, "We have nothing left to eat or sell except for our old cow. Please take her down to the market and sell her for the best price you can get. We will use the money to buy food, put food on the table, and until I can find another way to make a living." So Jack set off on the road to town with Creamsicle in tow. Not more than halfway there, Jack came upon an old man sitting on the side of the road. "Hello, boy," said the old man. "What a lovely cow you have there." "Thank you, sir," said Jack. "I am on my way to sell her at the market." "I would love to own such a cow, such a beautiful cow. How much does she cost?" said the old man. Jack thought for a minute, and then boldly he said, 10 gold coins." Said the peasant as he scratched his chin. "I don't have any gold coins, but I have something much better than money." And the old man reached into his pocket and pulled out 4 beans. "These beans are magical and will bring the man who plants them great fortune and success. Would you like to make a trade?" Ever the adventurer, Jack quickly replied, "Magic seeds? Great fortune, you bet." And he exchanged Creamsicle for the seeds. Jack ran all the way home to tell his mother of his wonderful luck. Gasping for breath, he burst into the house where his mother sat knitting by the fire. "You'll never guess what I got for the cow," he exclaimed. 5 gold coins?" his mother asked. "Guess again," Jack said. 6 gold coins?" asked his mother. "Nope, way better," said Jack. "Oh, Jack," his mother gasped. 10 gold coins?" "You're not even close," gloated Jack, and he held out his hand and showed her the beans. "I got 4 whole magic bean seeds." All at once his mother's joyful expression turned to sadness. "What have you done?" she cried out. "How will bean seeds put food on our table?" And she grabbed the seeds from Jack's hand and threw them out the window. Jack tried to explain that these were not ordinary seeds, but his mother would not listen. To another word, she sent him straight to bed. Next morning, Jack awoke very early and snuck outside to collect his seeds. You can imagine his surprise when he found an enormous beanstalk growing in the exact spot where his mother had tossed the seeds just the night before. The beanstalk was as thick as the trunk of an old oak tree and reached so far into the sky that it disappeared into the clouds. Without hesitating, Jack mounted the beanstalk and climbed so high he saw birds and airplanes flying right by him. When he finally climbed above the billowy clouds, he saw a beautiful meadow stretched out before him. At the very end of the meadow sat the most majestic castle he had ever seen. Cautiously, Jack stepped off the beanstalk onto the grass and was amazed to see that it was as solid as the ground below. As he started walking toward the castle, a big fat bird with shiny silver feathers swooped down and landed on top of Jack's head. "Hello, Jack," chirped the bird. "How do you know my name?" Jack said, for he never heard a talking bird before. I know many things, the bird replied. Well, if you know so much, said Jack, regaining his courage, then tell me whose castle that is over there. That's easy. The castle used to belong to your father and mother, the king and queen of Skyland, the bird said. But one day a terrible giant came and drove your father away, and your mother, who was pregnant with you, managed to escape to that shack down there that you call home. Then the giant and his wife moved into the castle and took possession of everything. That's horrible, cried Jack, who couldn't believe his ears. I must capture the castle back for my poor mother, and then she won't be angry with me any more for giving away our cow. Can you help me, little bird? Listen to me closely, said the bird. You must take from the castle your father's red hen that lays golden eggs and his self-playing harp. If you can grab these two things without being caught, you will win your kingdom back and rule the land once again. But beware, the giant doesn't like young boys like yourself. But Jack was used to dangerous adventures, and he walked right up to the castle door and knocked loudly. Soon the giant's wife appeared. She was as tall as a skyscraper and almost as wide. Oh my, said the giantess in a voice so loud Jack nearly went deaf. What an adorable young boy. Would you like to come in and have a bite to eat? Jack agreed, and the giant's wife led him into her kitchen, where she served him a huge glass of milk and a piece of cheese, so big it could have fed a whole army. As Jack ate his supersized snack, the giantess told him, I am so lonely here with my husband gone all day. Perhaps I'll keep you around for company. But you must hide as soon as my husband comes home, for he doesn't like little boys. No sooner had she finished talking when loud footsteps that shook the walls could be heard in the distance. That's my husband. Quick, into the cupboard. Jack jumped in, and just as she shut the door behind him, the giant burst into the room. He was even bigger than his wife. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or not, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Boomed the giant. Jack trembled with terror while he watched through a peephole as the giant's eyes scanned the kitchen. But the giantess cleverly interrupted him. Don't be silly, husband. All you smell is the delicious soup I prepared for your supper. And she brought out a large steaming bowl the size of a swimming pool and set it down on the table. The giant slurped down his dinner in one large gulp and pushed away the empty bowl. Bring me my red hen, he demanded. His wife fetched him the hen and placed it in front of him. Hen, lay, ordered the giant. And just like that, the hen sat down and laid 3 golden eggs. Wife, bring me my harp, barked the giant. The giantess scurried out of the kitchen and brought back the golden harp. The harp started to play the most beautiful melody Jack had ever heard. Before long, the giant fell fast asleep. Quietly, Jack pushed open the cabinet door and tiptoed over to the table. Picking up the hen in one arm and the harp in the other, Jack crept out of the room. But just as he reached the castle door, the harp called out, Master, master, a thief! The giant woke with a start and roared in anger as he staggered to his feet. Jack hopped into high gear and sprinted across the meadow, but the giant gained on him quickly, and by the time Jack reached the beanstalk, the giant was only a few steps behind. Nimble as a cat, Jack descended the vine with lightning speed, but the giant stayed right on his heels. As Jack neared the bottom, he could see their farmhouse and called out, Mother, bring me an axe. His mother raced from the house and handed Jack the axe just as his feet touched the ground. Without a second to spare, Jack whirled around and chopped down the beanstalk with one mighty blow. As the stalk fell to the earth, the giant was crushed beneath its enormous weight. Moments later, the castle in Scotland drifted gently down and settled on a grassy hillside not far from Jack's farm. Jack's mother wept tears of joy and held her son close. Together, they walked the path to the castle door, where Jack was crowned king by the silver-feathered bird and regained his father's throne. Jack and his mother invited the kind giantess to come stay in the castle, and all three of them lived happily ever after as one giant family. That's what the giant looked like when he fell down after Jack cut down the beanstalk. Anyway, that's the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.